Hello and welcome everyone to my Dungeon Tuber thumbnail tier list. Now this is going to be the first of any kind of tier list I've ever done, so forgive me if it's a little bit rambly and all over the place. Also, I'm still getting over a cold, so that sucks and my voice sounds like crap. Anyway, I thought it'd be fun to do something silly since I haven't had much energy to go out and record. So let's take all of our favorite Dungeon Tubers and their most recent thumbnails and put them in a tier list.
Tier list, Dungeon Tuber tier list.
Two things I want to note before we get started here. I'm going to try to put, since there are 42 of these, 43 if I count my own, I'm going to try to put about 7 in every category so that I fill up all the spaces here. I may do some moving around at the end. And of course, I'm going to try to do this subjective to the thumbnail itself and not necessarily to the channel or if I happen to like that person. Okay, so right off the bat, we have Shadow Dark. This is a pretty nice thumbnail. We have Solo written, like Solo Shadow Dark experience. I like that Solo is its own font and Shadow Dark is the classic Shadow Dark font. This is episode 0. And then you have Kelsey in the right side outline so that you can see her very clearly. I'd say this is solid A tier. Very well done, evocative. I know what I'm in for when I look at this thumbnail. This is Bandit's Keep, my kind of D&D. We have an old school picture on the right and some kind of art on the left, though it's hard to see. I'm going to rest this in C for now. This doesn't really grab my attention very well. I don't really know what's going on here. So yeah, C feels right. Okay, then we have Bob, World Builder. Bob. Usually Bob is prominent in the thumbnail here, and we just have, although there's a lot of information going on here, so I will say this is maybe S, just based on the fact that I know it's D&D, it's DCC. I know what I'm getting into, how to plan your first campaign, 4 steps within 10 minutes, and it's all done in one take, so that's great. That's a lot of information. It really sets up what I'm getting into with this thumbnail. Candela Obscura. This is Critical Role's thumbnail. I mean, they've got a minimalist vibe they're going for here, which is cool and all. I'm going to put it in B for now. A lot of these are going to move around, so don't get mad at me at first. Things are going to shift towards the end when I have to get everything into 7 each in each category. Who's this? Okay, so this one I had to look up just so I knew who it was, so that's already not a good sign. This is Bonus Action. Bonus Action. Oh man. I'm going to say they went for some pretty low-hanging fruit here by putting Brendan Lee Mulligan and Matt Mercer on the cover. Although 0 days since last incident does get me curious, so I'll bump it up to C for now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this in D for the moment. It doesn't really grab my attention. There's already so many like clickbaity sort of news things that go on that right now I'm just not interested in it. Okay, so then we have Dave Thomavor here. RPG History. The 54 Sins of TSR. It was worse than you think. You know, this is a bit clickbaity, which, you know, that I can't say much. My YouTube titles are intentionally clickbaity because I'm new. But I am interested in sort of RPG history more so than like current news right now. So I think I'm going to set that in B. This may be an A. There's a lot going on here that I really like. That's a good image, lots of text. You have the book here by that guy who, I don't know, just got a lot of news on Twitter because of his comment. But all right, then we have Deficient Master. This is a cool thumbnail. There's lots of stuff on the side. Tomb of Annihilation, Curse of Strahd. This fixes everything slapped over Rules and Ruins. I'm going to say this is maybe A tier. I'm going to leave it there for now. D&D Beyond. But E tier. No, I'm just kidding. That's the joke, right? Everyone's mad at WotC, so they get an automatic E tier. This is a good thumbnail, though. And it's, you know, at the end of the day, this is the Dungeon Dudes on here. And it's probably Todd Kenrick who put this together. So gotta give that dude props. He's awesome. I'm going to say this is easily an A tier. I like the font choices here, the stylistic choices. It does grab my attention. It makes me want to click it. That's a pretty easy one. Okay, then we have DM's Lair. Oh man, I hate to slam so many in A right away, but this is probably an easy A tier for me, though maybe lower end A. It's a good readable font. 7 magic item mistakes in D&D. That's something I'd probably want to click and read. It sounds fun. I'll leave it in A for now. Gonna put on my +1 goblin hat of protection as I say this, but one of the things I just wanted to throw out there was I got into this whole YouTube thing in the first place because I felt like there was a lack of content towards advice and things like that. Obviously that's not this video, but I just really missed scrolling through YouTube and seeing advice about D&D and other TTRPGs. I feel like everything is slowly shifted to just being news, and that really kind of bummed me out. I know there's been a lot going on in the last year, and all of that aside, I just wanted to put out some content that was about playing RPGs and what makes them fun, and some things that I like about them or things I find interesting about the hobby. So if that sounds cool to you, subscribe, like, check out my other videos. Fantasy High, Dimension 20. This is probably a B or a C. It's good production quality. Both pictures are of Brennan for some reason. I guess because it's a recap. It's well done. There's nothing about this that really grabs my attention. Maybe that's because I'm not very invested in Dimension 20 right now, but yeah, I'm going to put it in B. We'll see what happens. Okay, just so you guys know I'm being fair, this is the Glass Cannon podcast, which I'm very invested in right now. Not usually a huge Pathfinder guy, but I really love the team over there. But this thumbnail is just not doing it for me. It's really minimalist and plain, which I know will grab some people's attention, but I'm going to throw this in E just to show you that I'm not being biased in these choices. I actually really like these guys. But yeah, that thumbnail is just, it's too plain. I don't even really know what it's about. I'm losing my voice. Baron Darab Dungeon Masterpiece. I got that wrong. This is a pretty good thumbnail. 3 things your world building needs. Yeah, it has my attention. I'd say this is a B or C. I'm gonna throw it in C for now because I feel like there needs to be one more element in this, like maybe a more interesting background graphic, or like moving the words down to let that background graphic really shine. This is so pedantic and nitpicky. It's such a funny thing to do a video about. I hope you guys know that I'm not taking this too seriously. Okay, Dungeon Craft, Dateline, Who Killed D&D? I know I said clickbaity headlines about news aren't really my thing, but I just love the attention to detail here with like the Dateline style. You got the city skyline in the background. Professor Dungeon Master even has on his nice wig here, so I'll put it in A. I know I'm going against what I just said, but okay, we have Jenny D. Killed her dad. This mini killed her dad. Okay. This is a good thumbnail. It makes me curious about the story, but I feel like there could be more to it. I'm gonna put her in D for Jenny D for now, but that could change. All right, we have D&D shorts. I don't know how these ended up arranging. This is not as alphabetical as I thought. Anyway, D&D shorts. YouTube abuse. I hate to put you in D solely based on the fact that this feels so clickbaity. There's a line for me, I guess. It's like clickbait I'm interested in, and just clickbait for the sake of clickbait. And that's what this particular thumbnail feels like. So I'm just going to put it in D for now. All right, next we have Hexed Press, the Scourge of the Northland. This means war. I like the art. I don't know what the name means. I'm guessing it's something to do with either a homebrew campaign or something. I'm going to say low C, maybe high D. I'm going to do low C for now just to fill out the C bracket. Indestructo Boy, when fail means yes. That's fairly interesting. I'd say this is probably low A. It's just the one big headline, and I do like that he has his little symbol in there, and then obviously the D20, so you know it's a D20 game. Yeah, I'm going to say low A, maybe high B. Let's leave it low A for now. JP Covert. JP, I love his stuff. The Year Everything Changed. It's a good title. I'll say this is mid B tier. I like his little logo, his little guy here. It may end up being more like C, just because there's not a lot else going on. It's kind of plain for me. Again, I'm judging thumbnails, so. Okay, again, here we have Mastering Dungeons, which is another one I constantly listen to. But I'm immediately slapping this in E, because it looks like they just let the YouTube algorithm pull a clip from the middle of their video, which feels a little lazy to me. Yeah, it's going in E. Love those guys. Same with Matt Colville. He's probably the guy that got me into being interested in doing YouTube about D&D stuff, and I gotta slap him at bottom of E here, because I mean, what is this thumbnail? It's just him going. I mean, I guess at this point the dude doesn't even need to try, but that's the thumbnail. Okay, here we have Loki's Lair, Why I Ended My Campaign. Evocative. I like the art. I don't know what the name means. I'm guessing it's something to do with either a homebrew campaign or something. I like the design in the background, the sort of negative image of a castle. The red is very bold, it catches my attention. I'm going to say low B, high C. We'll do low B for now. All right, then we have Jorfdan. The PH is indeed silent. I'm going to go with, this is S tier. This is only our second S tier, but I mean, this is a very gripping 2023-2024 D&D. I mean, part of it is that a lot happened there, but this is a cool image. There's a lot going on that grabs my attention. We have one D&D, which I almost forgot about. I would definitely, obviously, I've watched a few of these, but I would definitely watch that if I hadn't ever seen it. Monarch's Factory, Dale Kingsmill. Oh no, Dale. I hate to do this to you, but I'm putting you down here with Matt. I know this was a quick 3-minute video, so you're probably like, I just need to get it out, but yeah, just the plain thumbnails with nothing going on. Alright. So I'm going to skip myself, and I'm just going to put myself down here in E. Ah, yes. Then we have Puffin Forest, another favorite of mine. I think this one's going to be hard to judge unbiasedly because I know he has such interesting stories that he tells. I'm going to put it in low A for now, just because, I mean, I would click this. I like the little, like, chibi art stuff that he does, and part of it's just that it's Puffin Forest, and I can't help but click his videos. Okay, yeah, so not completely unbiased, but this thumbnail is enough to get me to click. One-shot questers. Okay, there's a couple things going on here. Again, we have Matt Mercer, which is an easy grab. Then we have the dude from, I can't remember the name of that show, but I know it was popular. And then I think we have is that a Puffin Forest illustration? I'm going to say this goes in B. I can do these. I'm curious. I always like his skits. I'll put it as low B because I am being slightly biased here. Nerd Immersion. Here we have Ted with the Dragonbane core set. I'm going to say either low B or high to mid C. Maybe just because there's not as much going on in this. It really just does look like another one clipped straight from the YouTube video with the text thrown over it. I'm going to say mid C. Maybe below these guys. Oh, this is tough. Yeah, we'll leave you there, Ted. Okay, then we have Ben Milton, Questing Beast. Dwaro Deep, D&D Mega Dungeon Adventure Review. I'm going to say this is immediately high S for me, just because you have a nice picture of the adventure on the left side, and then the text is very bold and like classic style to this channel. I know what I'm getting into as soon as I see that pop up in my feed. Easy to read, easy to tell what's going on. I know what I'm getting into. Excited to know what this adventure is. Boom, S tier. Pointy Hat. This is a pretty good graphic here. There's a lot of things going on. Sorcerer plus Dragon. I'm going to say this at least deserves a B tier, if not a high B tier. I'm going to move Candela Obscura towards the back here. I mean, it's cool. They did like a little photo shoot and all that, but for such a high production team, I would expect a little more out of their thumbnails. Again, they're probably going for a minimalist style, so that's fine. Again, I'm basing a lot of these against these other thumbnails from their most recent videos, so to some people that's unfair because their most recent one they didn't put a lot of effort into. For others, it's like this is just what they do. Anyways, this is for fun. Don't take it too serious. Okay, so we have Rules Lawyer. There he is in the bottom right corner. Taking every class in Pathfinder level 7. Rogue, Wizard, and Cleric. And there we have some, is that Puffin Forest art right there? Looks like it. I'm going to say this is mid-A. I don't know. It probably deserves high A. There's a lot going on here that makes it interesting. I'm probably going to click it. We'll leave him in high A for now. Ooh, A is getting full. We're going to have to move some people around. This is harder than I thought it would be. Alright, Lazy GM Prep, Vault of Shun. I do like this. The art style really sticks out to me. The text is clear, like the different use of color. Honestly, this is very similar to my own kind of stuff I do. I'm going to put it at low S, only because I feel like he has a particular style he does with every series, so I just can look at this and know exactly what kind of video it's going to be. I know that I want to click it just by seeing it. So yeah, gets a low S. Roll for Combat. Could Larian Studios buy D&D? This is very clickbaity. I'm going to put it low C. I like these guys again. They do a lot of like news style stuff. So this is to be expected. I am going to put it at low C just because I feel like this was very low hanging fruit. And they used an image from the game. There's nothing else really going on. Low C. Z Bashu? Z. Oh man, it breaks my heart to do this. But I think Z is going in D. Only because I really need to fill up D tier. And even though it's his own art, which is great, I love his stuff, there's really nothing else to the thumbnail. There's not even like a headline. I don't really know what I'm getting into. I do know it's a skit though, so I'm fairly excited about that. Really, I'm going to have to fill up all of these because that's what I said I would do. So, got to put somebody in D. Sorry, Z. Delver. This is a great channel. You should check out Delver if you haven't. Their stuff is great. Wizards of the Coast. AI artwork. Oh man. I hate to do this after giving you praise, but I'm also going to put you in high D, maybe low C, just because it's a little clickbaity and it looks like just the art from Wizards, although you did add some nice dice effects, so okay, props for that. Sorry, just filling out the ranks here. I'm going to have 7 in S by the end, so some of these A tiers are probably going to get bumped up. We'll see. Okay, so we have XP to level 3. No clothes, attack everyone. Gale's a barbarian, and Jacob's face right here is really just selling it. I'm going to put this at mid A, mid to high A. I'll put it right below. Yeah. Oh man, lots of A. I'm going to go ahead and bump up Dungeons of Drakkenheim to A, just because I think this is a great layout for a thumbnail. It is going to get my attention. It is going to cause me to click, even though it's D&D, and I know, boo, D&D right now, right? But those guys are great, and so is Todd Kenrick, so this goes up to S. Did I say A? I meant S. Okay, before I get too crazy with all the S tiers, I see a couple of in here that I know are going to S, so I'm going to hold off rearranging too much. The character sheet, comicbook.com. This is an immediate S for me, though a low S, because it is a little clickbaity, but there's a lot going on here, making Brennan rage quit. I will probably click this exclusive interview. It's a nice touch. This is the kind of video that's going to pop up in my feed, and even if it wasn't something I was curious about, I'll probably watch. The Eldritch Lorecast. Oh, this is great. We have Bob Ross, clearly an Android version as he's bleeding through the image here, and he's painting magic cards, which, if you know the controversy, you know. Oh man, just because of the amount of effort that went into making this really interesting and funny, this is going to be a mid-S for me. I love those guys. I'm going to click it. It's a good image. Okay, this one really pains me to do, but Jordan's Jocular Junction is going low D. Caltrop Core. I mean, I'll give him props for the font choice. It's very retro looking, but not a whole lot else going on. Mid D. Insert a lovable NPC. D&D. So this is Guy, How to Be a Great Game Master. And Guy's down here in the right corner. I like the image. I do like sort of D&D advice videos, so I'm likely to click this. I'll put it mid B. It's a good thumbnail. House DM, Shadow Dark Gauntlet. I mean, this is cool. I like the image here of him kind of pondering what's going to go on in this gauntlet. It does make me curious about the gauntlet itself. This is easily B. I'm going to say high B. I would click that and watch. The Dungeon Minister. Here's a big blue picture of his face. Family Affair. I don't know a whole lot what this is going to be about. If I'm just basing it off of the thumbnail and not who it is, I'm probably going to put him low D, maybe even down to E. I might need to fill up E here with somebody, so I'll put him high E. Sorry, bud. Love your channel. Okay, then we have Me, Myself, and Die. This is clearly a round table talk about Harn. This guy's got a real Harn on for Harn, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to put that in the video. I mean, I do love a good round table discussion, but based on the thumbnail, I mean, there's only so much you can do with this sort of thumbnail, so like, I don't want to put him too low. I'll just say mid-C. Okay, and last, but certainly not least, the Dungeon Dudes, Grim Hollow subclass tier rankings. Love a good tier list. This is the Dungeon Dudes, so I know it'll be a quality video. I like they have the tiers on the side there. It's Grim Hollow, so I'm already interested because that's a subject you don't typically get a lot of coverage on. I'm gonna say, oh, there's already so much in A. I was gonna say high A, low S for me. This is an informative thumbnail. You know what? This is just a solid S. It's a kind of video I would click just based on that thumbnail, so there you go. Okay, so now we have to figure out where things move around so that we have, I think, 7 in every category, not counting my own. Okay, so we need 7 in each. I think I am going to move down Dave Thomivor to a high B, maybe the top of B. I feel like that's pretty fair. This is a little clickbaity, which has been some of my criteria, but it's a little bit more historical, so we need more B, or less A, I should say. Okay, Bob, I hate to do this to you, but your thumbnails are usually better than this. So I'm sliding you all the way down past A and B to C. I'll put you at high C. Pains me to do that, but I think I'm going to lock in S tier right here. These are my S tier picks. Yeah, final say. Okay, now we have to get rid of an A tier, and this is going to be harder. I think I know what it's going to be, though. For the same sort of reasons as Dave Thomivor, I'm going to move... Yeah, I'm going to move Rules Lawyer down to high B. Yep, that feels good on A. I'm going to lock in A. Okay, B has gotten very big all of a sudden. Oh, we have to get rid of 2 from B. Okay, I'm going to slide down Loki's Lair to mid B. And only because this is fairly generic, I'm going to slide down Candela Obscura to D. Sorry, critters. Don't at me. I feel pretty good about A and B. Yeah, locking in B. C. C got beefy all of a sudden. Ooh. Okay, I hate to do this to you, Bandits Keep, but we need some more down here in E. I'm not too sure what this video is going to be about based on the thumbnail. There is a cool piece of art, but other than that, you've had better thumbnails too. Don't take it personally. Alright, now I have to move one more down from C to D or E. I think it's going to be Hexed Press, another favorite of mine, but again, I don't really know what this video is going to be about. So we'll slide this down to high D, and then you know what? I'm going to slide this one down to E. And I think we're locking in those 3. C is locked in, D is locked in, E is locked in. There you have it. That's our thumbnail wars, our first Dungeon Tuber thumbnail tier list. If you liked this, comment below who you would like to see in the next one if I missed one of your favorite Dungeon Tubers. I may do one about channel names or even channel icons. Again, this was just a silly fun video I did because I've still got a cold and I feel like my voice is not really where I want it to be to narrate. So I thought I would just get something out there for you guys to watch. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Look forward to doing more silly videos in the future. Check out some of my other videos if you're new to the channel. I've got a few that are tips and things like that. I'm brand new, so if you feel like leaving a subscribe, if you like what I'm doing here, please do so. And as always, remember, make mistakes, choose chaos, and most importantly, have fun. See you next time.